Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another discussion topic video for today. This one is going to be talking about the Walking Dead universe over 2022. Looking back, what are our top 10 favorite episodes of 2022? Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another video today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another discussion topic video. This one is another top 10 list. We are going to look back now on 2022, the year that it was with The Walking Dead universe. And this is our top 10 favorite episodes that was provided by The Walking Dead universe this year. So, I like to do these every year where basically we take everything that was released in The Walking Dead franchise, be it the main show or Fear the Walking Dead or whatever spin-offs they've got. And we're going to combine all of the shows together and talk about what are our top 10 favorite episodes this year that released from all shows. So, this year that would count The Walking Dead 11B, Fear the Walking Dead 7B, Tales of the Walking Dead Season 1, and The Walking Dead 11C. Now, those are all of the half seasons that have released for The Walking Dead universe this year, and obviously, we're going to combine all those together, and we're going to see how they're all together in a list in terms of best episodes. So, without further ado, let's get right into the list. Starting off with number 10, my 10th favorite episode of this year is going to go to Variants. So, Variants is a very, very cool episode of The Walking Dead. We basically get introduced to our first kind of like look at, the variant walkers, right? And given the title of the episode, it makes a lot of sense. But anyway, it's a really cool episode. I like the kind of introduction for them, how they kind of think they're whisperers at first and stuff. And I really like what they did with that group, Aaron, Lydia, Jerry, and Elijah, and them kind of going on this, separate run to Oceanside, and, obviously, we still didn't find out in this episode what happened to Oceanside, but we did get to see the variants for the very first time. And we also had some really good scenes, like back at the Commonwealth. You had Eugene, who turned himself in to save Max, and you got, the scene with Eugene, where he's getting ready to fight Daryl and stuff. And you also got Princess, who kind of talks with Mercer a little bit about, her experience with a place that may seem nice, and then it really isn't, that type of thing, kind of talking about the Commonwealth and stuff. So, this is a good episode, and definitely an episode that I wanted to put on the list, because I actually think it's pretty criminally underrated. I don't hear many people talking about that episode. Number 9 is going to be 11:16, Acts of God. So, this is a great episode. It's not as amazing as I think a lot of people say it is. I do have my minor issues with it, but it's a great episode. I love the battle with Daryl, Gabriel, and Aaron in that bus yard versus those Commonwealth soldiers. That was a really, really well done fight. And Hornsby, I thought, was a really threatening villain in that episode. Bringing Leah back is one thing that I was never a big fan of, just because I feel like her character just really fell flat. And I also don't understand how they go into Barrington House and literally the whole thing blows up and everybody in there dies and Leah just comes out of there on her own, totally fine. That was one thing that I never understood. The entire Barrington House blows up with the soldiers inside, but just Leah walks out of there. It's very, very convenient. And the only major death we got in this one was Marco, which it's who? Marco Polo? You know what I mean? I don't understand. It's so weird. But anyway, the episode's really good. I like Hornsby taking over all of our communities. It's a very kind of exciting mid-season finale type of thing. But I'm only going to put it at number 9 because I do have minor gripes with it. Number 8 is going to be the following episode, Lockdown. So, Lockdown was a really good episode. We get to see basically the Commonwealth on their first ever lockdown that, they've really ever had as far as we're concerned. And we get to see Negan and Carol kind of work together to try to make a deal with Pamela. And they have to find Sebastian and, kind of expose him, which is pretty awesome. And we've also got really cool scenes, there's a car chase at the beginning of the episode, which is really exciting, and you've got a lot of action kind of throughout. You've got nice character moments between Maggie and Daryl, and the cliffhanger with Hornsby and having the knife to his throat and stuff, and ending it the way they did. I thought it was a really, really well done episode, and honestly, one of my favorites from the new chunk of episodes, 11C. Very, very good one for sure. Coming in at number 7 is going to be episode 18, A New Deal. Now, this episode right here is really great because this is our kind of a little bit of our premiere to the fall of the Commonwealth, if you will. This is the beginning of the end for the the Milton family and everything like that. We get our first major death from them in this episode, which was Sebastian, and I thought it was handled very, very well. I love how he dies, and then as you see him kind of laying there dead, you got like the audio in the background of him talking trash. That was really, really cool. And not to mention, Daryl was awesome in this one. Like, the scenes with Judith that he had and stabbing Lance in the hand and stuff. I mean, there was some really good stuff going on in this one. And I really enjoyed it. Warlords, episode 13. This is a fantastic episode. I love the kind of, like, just how unique it was. You kind of get this twist about halfway through with Toby. You kind of think he's kind of like a nuisance and he's kind of a weasel or whatever. And then you find out he's this, like, major assassin or whatever. So, yeah, it's really, really good. And the actor is great. I know him from Ozark as well, too. He plays an agent in that show. So, he did a really great job. And I think the Warlords, kind of group in general was really, really great. Aaron and Father Gabriel were awesome leads in this one, and there were a lot of twists and turns and a lot of, cool things. Even Negan came back in this one, and we got introduced to Annie, and you had Maggie, Lydia, and Elijah that also kind of got involved later on. And yeah, it was just a really great episode. A lot of twists and turns and little kind of like, things here and there. And you're never really sure where the episode's going. And then it kind of keeps tricking you all the way throughout. And I think it was a very brilliantly done episode at that. So really enjoyed that one as well. Season 11, episode 22. This one is Faith. I love this episode. This is easily our best Negan episode of the year. I mean, he being placed on his knees like that and ready to lose a pregnant loved one like that, and the evolution of how that came back full circle for him, and now he's on his knees and now he's experiencing pain and he's experiencing that whole kind of thing. It's really amazing. And I love when Ezekiel and the rest of them stand in front of Negan and he's like, "What are you doing?" And Ezekiel's like, "I don't know." It was so good. And we also have Mercer that completely flips and joins Eugene in this one, which I thought was so awesome as well, too. He gets Eugene out of there, and, they're ready to just start, really just going to town on the Commonwealth, right? They're ready to do whatever it takes to save this place, but also to take out the crooked leaders that, they have and stuff, and I thought it was really awesome. And, you also had the return of Luke and Jules in this episode, which I thought was really good as well, too, bringing them back into the story for at least 2 more episodes, and then we know where that goes. But, yeah, it was really, really good. Season 11, episode 21. This is Outpost 22. This was a awesome episode, and I actually think this is another very underrated episode of the show. I really enjoy what they did with this one, because they made it a very unique episode. It's them trying to come after this train, trying to get Connie off, and you've got them escaping from the Commonwealth. You've got like a lot of splinter groups and stuff, and the action is fantastic. Maggie's great. Daryl's awesome. Carol's really good. I mean, Gabriel's awesome. He prays for that one guy, which is kind of cool because he wouldn't pray for the one guy earlier in the season. Now he does do it. And I love when you find out that the Outpost 22 that they've been talking about is Alexandria the whole time. I just think it's such a brilliantly done episode, and it's a very unique episode. Walking Dead, they haven't really done an episode like that, and I always hear so many people complaining about this episode, and I'll never understand it. I thought this episode was absolutely incredible, and I thought it was a really, really great kind of like, it is a very big build-up episode, but it's a damn good build-up episode. Coming in at number 3 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 23. This one is called Family. So, this episode was super heartbreaking. This was a very, very heartbreaking episode for Judith, but it was also just such an exciting penultimate episode for the series. I mean, I know a lot of people were very, very stressed out when this episode came out because they were like, man, like, this is a really good episode, but how are they going to wrap up the show in one more episode? I remember hearing a lot of that, and I was even kind of like that way too. But seeing where it goes and seeing, how The Walking Dead concludes now, I can easily say this is easily a top 3 episode. I mean, when Judith gets shot and that scene with Daryl and them, and they're all like running through the streets and trying to kind of get out of there, and you got, Judith and she's saying daddy to Daryl and stuff. I mean, it was so so incredible. And the battle at Commonwealth was incredible too. And Mercer was dope. Mercer was awesome. We got more variant walkers now getting into the Commonwealth. And there were a lot of really good scenes and a lot of really cool callbacks as well too, like mentions of Carl and the Negan and Ezekiel conversation. I mean, there was a lot of really awesome stuff in that one. Number 2 is going to be season 11, episode 9. This one is No Other Way. Wow, this was a really fantastic episode as well too. I really think that this episode, in terms of kind of like what they did, it was a very, very good episode because I didn't really expect it. You know, I didn't really expect to see an episode this insane, and you know, you kind of get this major final fight with the Reapers, which I thought was really, really great. And you've got Father Gabriel, who's an absolute badass. You've got everybody. I mean, everybody's on the top of their game, you know. And I thought it was a really, really well done episode at that. So yeah. Father Gabriel was really awesome. Maggie was awesome. The scene where she shoots the Reapers was insane. The battles were incredible, like the one with Carter and stuff like that. And it was a really, really cool episode for a final battle, right? Because for a group that is not all that great, I will admit, for a group like the Reapers that are not all that great, they had a pretty awesome conclusion. I'm going to give them that. And I really enjoyed when the Commonwealth came in as well, too, near the end there. And, you know, Alden's death, that was emotional as well, too. It was just a really, really well-done episode, I would say, overall. And I really, really enjoyed it. And finally, number 1, my favorite episode of 2022 is going to be Fear the Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 15, Amina. I'm friggin' with you. My favorite episode of 2022 is going to be The Walking Dead, Season 11, Episode 24, Rest in Peace. So, this was a phenomenal, phenomenal series finale, and my favorite episode Walking Dead has done in years. This episode was so good. We had the return of Rick and Michonne. We had the conclusion of the Commonwealth. We had the fight with the variants. We had the death of Rosita, the death of Luke, the death of Jules. And, I mean, the callbacks were incredible. The We Ain't the Walking Dead. All the scenes with Daryl. All the scenes with Judith. Everything involved. Mercer was awesome. All the speeches were cool. I mean, this whole episode was just, it was brilliant. It was a brilliant series finale, and I honestly really, really enjoyed it. And for a series finale that I knew going into it would set up for spinoffs, they did it well. They did it very, very well. So, that's my opinion, and that is my rating for the top 10 best episodes of the Walking Dead universe this year. And now let's address the elephant in the room. Usually with some years, like I did last year, Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond actually had a few spots on the list. This year, oh my god, man. I mean, this is just a Walking Dead list. Like, seriously, Fear the Walking Dead has no inclusion on this list. Tales of the Walking Dead has no inclusion on this list. And again, keep in mind, this whole list is just my viewpoint on the Walking Dead universe. But when I was making this list, guys, I honestly was going through Tales and I was going through 7B of Fear, and I'm like, I'm not even joking, like, nothing gets in here. Nothing gets close to a top 10. So that just shows you the quality of this year minus The Walking Dead. Like, the main show, and if we're looking at the universe and we remove those two halves of the main Walking Dead, oh my god, man. I don't know what to say at that point. So, speaks volumes on the quality of Tales of the Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead, don't it? So, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to, of course, click that subscribe button to not miss any of the videos for the Walking Dead universe. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys, to get more Walking Dead videos like this. And I'll see you guys really soon for more Walking Dead videos. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
I've heard stories. Walkers that can climb walls and open doors. I was never sure if they were just stories